Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the Instant Match Reaction Show. James Redmen joins me outside Anfield in the, it's spitting, isn't it?
Yeah,
but it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not that cold.
It's largely fine. You've got your puffer on and things are going to be absolutely sound.
Good quality dish.
I'm sure, mate, I've got no idea. I'm not up with the makes.
Rab?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the finest, Paul.
Mr. Nesbitt? No, that's an old joke. So, I mean, I feel it. I feel a bit down, if I'm honest, mate. I don't know whether that's. I mean, you watched it on the telly, actually. So you've seen it a bit more depth and detail than I have. What's your take on it?
I don't know. It was one of those games where some people will be happy with the result because of what it gives us going into the second leg. Going into the second leg, we could have had a much worse result. But some people, they like to come to the game and see us play really, exciting football, which I think we did. I thought we played good football. Had many chances that we really should have put away. And, it just depends how you look at it, really. Me personally, I thought, as disappointed as I am that we didn't take the chances that we really should have, we're going into the second leg looking sound. They haven't got an away goal. A 0-0 is better than a 1-1. So I think it's fine, to be honest.
That's the big thing, and again, it's just so fresh at the minute, but very much that's the thing, a key thing, and I've seen this in all the Twitter reaction stuff. So many people just say, just don't forget, don't lose your heads. This is not like losing it. This is not like drawing a game in the Premier League where you can feel the breath of Man City on the back of your neck. This is a draw, as mentioned. Disappointing because you want to win every game, and and you want to go. It'd be lovely to go into the Allianz with a 2-0 lead or a 3-0 or a fucking 4-0 lead.
Of course.
But as you say, the big fear in this game was how are Liverpool going to handle the absence of Virgil van Dijk, and I think he was missed. But I don't think he was missed in the ways that we think he was missed, because ultimately, Fabinho in particular, there was a lot of pressure on him tonight, and I think he handled it stupendously. Yeah,
I thought he was sound. To be honest, I thought both centre-backs were sound. Matip had a little funny moment. I'm sure in the stadium it might look like one of their plays got, but in the first half it was a cross, and then Matip bounced it towards Palace, and then it just bounced off him. But do you know what? He was sound, both of them was. I thought they were really solid, and do you know what? I've seen much worse performances from, our defence when Van Dijk hasn't been there before he joined the club. I've seen much worse performances than that, and I thought,
you know what? Professional centre halves.
Yeah, exactly.
From lads who literally write centre back on the CV.
and they look like Sunday League footballers on occasion, you know what I mean? But today he was sound, and you've got to bear in mind we're playing against some good players there. Kingsley Coman, Robert Lewandowski, players that would arguably get into our team. Especially Lewandowski, a world-class player. He didn't really have much tonight, do you know what I mean? So you've got to give them credit where credit's due. Fair play to them.
I absolutely agree with that. I think where we missed Van Dijk was, I think it's and we said this when we were doing the build-up, and we were saying how the Liverpool line up and who's going to play where. We all called it right because there wasn't a great deal of options. You saw actually what Milner could have brought later on, but that's for another conversation for probably for the final word tomorrow. It was the knock-on effect through the team. I've seen a lot of people praising Jordan Henderson. I was a bit underwhelmed by his performance, if I'm honest.
How come?
You know what it was? I think I don't think the yellow card helped him, and that's not necessarily his fault. It's one of those things. It's too often, I saw this a lot in Paris. I've seen this a few times in European games. He never seems to be, and this is Jordan Henderson, I guess. He's getting run past too much for me. He's constantly half a step behind the guy that he's looking to stop, and he is. Fortunately, he is very good at nipping round and getting a toe on things. It felt to me at times like the game kind of they were just better than him. He did the things that Jordan Henderson does. He was reasonable, composed. It's not Jordan Henderson's fault that he's not Fabinho, is my kind of point in this.
I was going to say that. because, Henderson has gone into that role, and he's gone into that role Jurgen Klopp telling him to do. Fabinho probably would have started today in that role if Van Dijk was available. And, I thought Henderson, in terms of how we usually see him play, honestly, I was really pleased with him. I thought he was excellent for what I see from him usually. He gets a lot of critics, and for the Liverpool captain, I don't feel Liverpool fans give him enough support. I'm sure a lot of people might disagree with that, but I feel as our captain, you need to give him more support. But it's fine to be critical of him. That's fine. That sounds. But just be a bit more supportive in when he's actually playing. But as for his performance today, he put in some good balls into the ball at the start with Salah was unbelievable. unbelievable, and I thought he just played sound, to be honest, and it was one of his better performances that I've seen in a while.
It's entirely possible that my opinion was coloured by the fella stood behind me who just couldn't shut up about him all game, and inevitably when someone you get a groans and whinges on every touch.
That's me example. It's just give him a chance to play football first before you start having a go at him. Do you know what I mean?
And there was one when it was a brilliant track back, and he won it back, and the fella goes, "Go ahead, Henderson. This is the best you've played for a while, lad." And I was just like, that's not true, though, because Henderson's been really good in the last few
I think he's been sharp himself as well.
But that's the thing, is that look, I don't know how strong their team is. I presume pretty strong ultimately. But that was another example for me where I can see. We talk a lot this season about the evolution of this Liverpool side. I saw some good things from Keita. We'll talk about that in a sec. But again, I looked at that and thought it was crying out for Fabinho in the middle of the park. And I wouldn't have minded Henderson still then being in the midfield, maybe given license to push on, because Gini had a good game. Gini does the things that Gini does well, but Gini Van Al, he looked fucked. The last 20 minutes of the game, he looked absolutely knackered. And I'd have loved to have been able to see Jordan Henderson just bombing on and causing a few more threats. But let's talk about Naby Keita. We can't cover too many people, but it was, I think, another really encouraging performance. Encouraging for large portions, but still with real tinges of frustration, because if he gets those final balls right, or he just gets that final touch in certain instances right, you can see what a player he's going to be.
Yeah, well, he's a very exciting player. That's one thing for sure. You can see that he's got quality that other players don't have. Now, in terms of consistency, he's not up there with some of our players, but in terms of on his best day, honestly, he could be a top player, and that's what I truly think. I think he's got all the attributes to be a belter midfielder. When he first joined, I thought, what a signing this is, this is boss and all that. But and I'm going to still stand by that. I think he's going to be a good player for us. But he needs to get into the team and adapt, and really truly adapt.
He never looked phased, and I like that. And a lot was made. Going, well, he's come up against Bayern before. There are known quantities to him, and he played that like, go on then, Bayern Munich. I know what you've got. And the times when just got the ball under pressure, not phased at all, and look to either drive forward with it or just look to move the ball and keep it going. And a couple of instances, and again, it's fine margins. I feel like it's one of those games that I'm looking forward to watching back again, because I feel like we'll probably be better now that I've taken myself out of the sort of the emotional environment of the game, and hopefully I'll be able to look at Naby Keita and say that's another performance on the road to him being the midfielder we know he can be.
That's it. It's just consistency. That's one big important team, especially with Liverpool now being such a world-class club. So many good players. You've got to keep up consistent performances to get into that starting 11. I think recently he's done that, and you can give him criticism about what he's done in the past, but it's only what he does from now until the end of the season that will show us whether he should be a starting Liverpool player or not.
Is there anything you'd have done differently with the gift of hindsight?
Milner. I would have put Milner on myself. I would have probably started Milner, to be honest. I think he's boss in these type of games, Champions League games. I think he rises to the occasion. He's got the experience. He has true quality, and he knows what to do in these type of games. He knows how to lift the team. I thought he came on a little bit too late as well, but I think he would have been perfect for this game. It's
an easy hindsight thing, and I look forward to watching it back and maybe seeing more from Henderson's performance. But with Henderson being on the yellow card, there was a couple of times where he just couldn't fully commit to the tackle. Look, I'm fair play, but personally, I'd have moved Gini into the 6. I'd have brought Milner on for Henderson in that game toward the back end, and maybe a touch earlier as well. But I think we saw from Bayern Munich, we psych ourselves up for it because it's our job. We're Liverpool fans. We're meant to get excited. We've got a very exciting football team at the moment that does exciting things. You can see the quality Bayern Munich. They didn't cause us as many problems as maybe we feared they would. But you can see very well organised, very well disciplined, tons of experience. Like let's use Matt Hummels as an example of this. Look, he's got dad bod at the moment. He very much carries like a fella who's
walking around holding his belly, scratching his beer before the game starts.
His cock, he's got that bod, which I recognise. But the thing that he's just got masses of experience, and you never once got that sense that he was, they're just littered with lads who know what it's like to come into cauldron-like atmospheres. And the atmosphere could have been better, but the start of the game, particularly, I thought the atmosphere was absolutely spot on. And they did what they did. They took time out the game. They kept it sensible. They kept it simple. They hoofed it when they had to hoof it. That's a mark of a side. This is a side that gets to the business end of the Champions League season in, season out, and they've showed that a quality outfit. We probably should be pleased that we didn't allow them to cause us more problems.
Yeah, I think before the game, a lot of people were underestimating Bayern Munich myself, but I'm happy we never. I'm happy the team never, because that's the worst thing you could have done. You bollocks, mate. They're world class. They are unbelievable. No matter what season they've had, whether the top or whether the 10th, whatever. Yeah. They are a very good team. They have some very world class players, and do you know what? Today was a 50-50. Regardless how, even if we was the favourites, it was a 50-50 going into it, and going out to it was a very tight game as well. I think we had the upper hand, but I thought they given us a really good game, and that's the game that I expected from Bayern Munich, and that's the performance that I expected from us, but also putting our chances away. That's it. That's my only issue.
Well, absolutely, and I think, look, I think it would have been nice to have a league going away, because let's be honest, we've been poor away from home in Europe so far this season. But I do feel as though we've seen enough there from this side. I think with Bayern Munich will have to take the game to us now. Yeah. That's what we've done at the bare minimum there. That's a sensible performance we've put in tonight, and not deliberately, because I think we've actually tried our best to win the game. We've been unlucky in certain instances, but we're going into that game now, and I would hope, particularly with Van Dijk back, hopefully hopefully by that point Lovren will be back fit. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I thought had a decent game tonight, but you can tell he's a lad who's not played a lot of football recently. You can tell like Bobby Firmino. Hopefully we'll be fitter, we'll be stronger, and if we want to play a counter-attacking game, we'll have far more of the best pieces in the best places. Well,
we had so many setbacks going into this game. There were so many players that wasn't going to play, and then there's players that didn't play, like Virgil van Dijk being the big example. I think it's important, especially for players like Trent, like you mentioned. I think it's important that he goes through experiences like little injuries and stuff like that, and how he reacts to it. I think that's important for players like him. Firmino had like diarrhea or something. I don't know what he had, but something happened with him. And
I bet it comes out multicoloured from Bobby.
I know, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? I thought with what we had today going into the game, I thought we went into it and did exactly what we could have done. Going into the second leg, I think if our team's fit and we get a full training with the whole team, missing one or two players, that's fine. But I expect a better performance away from home, even though we have been poor away from home this season.
And look at that, this is the thing, isn't it? Bayern Munich, as we said a couple of times now, a very, very good side, and I think Liverpool have got the ability to blow big teams away, good teams away. We've seen it. We've seen it last season. We've seen us do it to Manchester City. We saw it in the first leg against Roma and what have you. So we know we've got that possibility. We know that team has the ability to do that, but also, this is an absolute top level team, and it's a two-legged affair, and sometimes you just need those two legs. So I think we'd have all taken that, particularly the Norway goals thing, and ultimately, James, I think the big focus, whether we want it or not, I think we want to get through this. Absolutely, I think we want to compete on two fronts now, because we're here.
I want it,
but I can't get out of my head. This game was a fucking distraction for me this weekend. That sounds bad, but don't worry about it, I've enjoyed it. It's Liverpool in the European Cup. I'm not taking it for granted, but that Man United game at the weekend is fucking mega, and all the focus, all the attention's got to turn to that now. Whatever we take from this game, We've got to make sure that we're absolutely bang on at Old Trafford.
One thing that's important, I think, for a team that's competing for mega trophies is you've got to just focus on the next game, mate. That's what you've got to do. You can't be worrying about the next leg. Now, Man United is a huge game. They are in form. Even though the last two games, they beat Chelsea, a non-informed Chelsea, and then they lost the pitch. But they are in form. They are a boss team at the moment, as much as I hate to say it, because I can't stand them. Yeah. But it's just one of those things, like, we have got to focus on them. We've got to put everything we can into them. And talking about, me and you made the mistake before. We're talking about the Bayern second leg game and about how we want our players to be fit for that one. Thankfully, our players are going to actually be, or touch wood, going to be fit for Man United. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's important. That's vital that they are, because we can't have little mistakes and stuff like that, like going into the side, going into the Man United game. We just can't afford it, because we have got a lot to lose in the Premier League, and Paul, I just want to win it this season.
I know, honestly, I feel sick. I feel ill.
know.
I'm not
I've never
enjoying this
seen us
season.
win, eh?
I'm not. I know. Well, yeah, I'm about 7, mate.
This is some of the best.
Honestly.
This is some of the best, if not the best football I've seen Liverpool play in a season, and I'm not enjoying it.
No, I know,
I'm not. I'm
it's
stressed.
terrible.
I'm getting teenage spots. I thought I was done with them when I was 15.
Yeah, I mean, you are a teenager.
I'm 17, but Paul, they're supposed to be gone by now.
Yeah.
I'm 18 in
Anyway,
June.
spirit of positivity. As I say, no away goal for Bayern Munich. Liverpool get to go to the Allianz Arena with an advantage, no matter which way you look at it. Let's hope we put in the kind of shift that we did the last time we played them at the Allianz. Get Daniel Sturridge on the pitch for little cheeky chips and everything in between. And yeah, other than that, let's go and focus on Man United at the weekend. I can't wait. We're going to be building up to that. We've got some great videos coming out. We spoke to Mark Goldbridge of the United Stand, the usual Rafter build-up content as well. Make sure you get involved. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go over to the redmentv.com and sign up. It's £5 a month. It's free for the first month. Amazing content there. I'll see you there. Ta-ra.